Hello everybody and welcome back. This is JudiciousFire. I'm on the iOS server. I'm back to take another look at Castle Clash. Today is going to be one of those topics that could be either very brief or it could be very lengthy if I spin off into multiple tangents. This is going to be a look at some of the things that I wish we would see and get to engage in as Castle Clash players. This is really my wish list. This is not a complaint list of any kind. This is a list of suggestions. This is more of a philosophy that I thought of over the years in terms of how to get what you want. And you don't get it through making a big fuss, you get it through kindly suggesting. So I'm kindly suggesting a few changes to Castle Clash. Number one, before I look at anything specific, number one, with a bullet, the one way that we can truly make this game equitable for all players is to update the reward system. And when I say update, I mean giving out rewards that are relevant and useful in today's game. Giving us a few honor badges, a few shards, maybe the occasional fame reward. That is not going to do it. It is very resource heavy to get your heroes up to the levels that are now available in this game. And in order to do that, you need updated rewards. Those rewards need to be new, from a whole new selection, a whole new menu, where we can earn rewards that are relevant in the game we play today. I'll give you an example. You could actually win level 9 talent runes by playing hero trials. You could actually win level 9 talent runes by playing hero beat monsters. You could actually win level 3 insignias if you play lava, if you do infernal summit. If you actually engage in torch, you're getting maybe one of those golden orbs. Just one of them, but that's worth thousands and tens of thousands of experience. You need that in order to get your heroes up. We need updated rewards. And then number two, those updated rewards need to be multiplied. Okay, so we're updating and we're multiplying. We need more of what we're getting, and it has to be relevant to a player today. So if a pay-to-play player is playing Fortress Feud and comes out with maybe 2 or 3 level 3 insignias, that pay-to-play player is going to say, this is great. I had fun in a good game mode, and I was able to get a reward that it's at least satisfying. And any free-to-play player is going to say, hey, that was a great game mode, and I got a reward that's satisfying. Finally, pay-to-play and free-to-play are going to be saying the same thing. Instead of disagreeing, they're actually on the same page for a change. So that's number one, update, and then multiply the rewards. I'm going to look at some of the game modes. Before I do, I just want to take a brief look. It is January 23rd. I did a video a little while ago explaining Torch. That Torch is 2 battles that you fight during the day. The first battle is pretending that Torch doesn't exist. Okay, just pretend that there's no Torch. No Torch battle. Do nothing until about 2045, 2050. Okay, then send your guys. Then haul your torches. Score your points. You play capture the flag, basically. But don't do anything until 2050. Don't defend. Do nothing. So January 23rd, it's a Torch Day. We have Guild Wars tomorrow. I'll get into that in a different video. I want to do a couple of videos for the guild members about Guild Wars. I look over. I play this game in a clockwise fashion. It's the way that I've always organized it in my mind. They constantly are coming out with new game modes, and sometimes those game modes can find themselves buried within little buildings or within parts of the landscape, and sometimes you don't realize, or you're not reminded that that game mode exists. So I always looked at Castle Clash from a clockwise perspective. I always started right up here by the quest board. We'll call that like 11 o'clock on the clock. I always started right up here at the quest board because that's kind of, the thing I want to access first and get that going. And then it would make my way over to, make my way over to Hero Trials, or make my way over to Here Be Monsters, and do those as I was completing the quest board. The Hero Trials, I understand that they've updated it, and I understand that. It's a new menu, but I feel as though I'm getting the same items delivered to me from the menu. It's just simply a different interface. I'm getting the same heroes to fight time and time and time again. And I'm getting a few soul stones at best. This is not a reward of any kind. Maybe you've got a moonshot to get a level 9 talent rune. I've never seen one. They need to offer updated and multiplied rewards. And same with Here Be Monsters. Let's run a Here Be Monsters AI. Same with Here Be Monsters. If they're coming out with a new update soon, and it's going to be HBM AJ, the next step in Here Be Monsters, and they should be giving out substantial rewards. If you don't sweep, throw that option in. If you don't, I don't know, the buildings got blown up. If you don't sweep and you actually play it out, then maybe you get a chance to win something of value, something that's relevant in today's game. That's what I would like to see. Making my way through in my mind clockwise now, we get to the quest board. And the quest board is selling or giving out honor badges and a couple of little books. Again, update and multiply. Give me rewards that are relevant in today's game. HBM AI is, at least for me, simply this is what happened earlier. I got stuck on the level. It's not playing through. HBM AI is really just about keeping your buildings alive. You can stash your buildings where I have the trees in the four corners. You can stash your buildings in the four corners, and that will help tremendously. But also keeping your heroes around a small pocket of buildings can also help tremendously. Those could be the hero bases. Those could be a couple of maybe gold or mana vaults. What's happening with this? All right, we're on A5. They blew up the buildings. So better rewards. As far as the team dungeons are concerned, what do we have here? Give me... Can I do this alone? I haven't done this in a long time. Create. Yeah, start. Give me a chance to win an insignia. Give me the chance to win something of value. A couple of igniting stones, a couple of the zenith stones. Something that's going to be relevant to both pay-to-play and free-to-play. Can I run this alone? I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm using Red Warden. I make only Red Warden teams in Lava. In all the Lava 1 through 4, I suppose, in each one of them, all of the bosses have a damage cap. You can't change that. They're always going to receive the same amount of damage. If you're hitting for 1,000,000, this guy's still going to be hit for 35,000 damage, and nothing's going to change that. So, in Lava, you are just trying to hit often. You're trying to increase your rate of speed. You're trying to hit as many times as possible. Because it's a damage cap, those multiple hits are going to add up over time. Red Warden gives you a speed boost. It also gives you a damage boost, which unfortunately is going to be lost in that game mode because of the damage cap. But the speed boost is very beneficial, and it's something that you should take advantage of. So I only use Red Warden teams in Lava 3, Lava 4. Just joined up public lava just for fun. If you don't have evolved here, this is a suggestion. If you don't have evolved heroes, don't go into Lava 3 and 4. Uh, I think it's kind of the equivalent to being at like a car show and you roll up on a horse. You not only you stick out immediately, but you're not prepared for the day's events. Stay home on Lava 1 and 2. Let's see if anybody's in public lava here. Join team. Stay home if your heroes aren't evolved yet. Making my way in terms of my mind around the board, we moved to, oh my gosh, we moved to the Lost Realm? Yes. Moved to Lost Realm. Lost Realm was introduced years ago. At the beginning, you were fighting executioners and certainly shaman and the occasional I believe they had an update. You would fight the occasional Little Nick team, etc., etc., and maybe a Minnow team. They haven't updated this in 2 years. Where you are in Lost Realm it's ridiculous. You're getting a couple of blue crystals. It's nothing near what you need in order to upgrade your heroes. You're getting level 1 crests. That's ridiculous. They need to retire crests entirely and just simply switch to an all insignia system. Uh, Imagine, and I think I read this online in one of the forums. I'm not going to adopt it as my idea. It sprung to my head. Someone had posted on one of the forums, if they just did away with crests entirely, then in the Lost Realm they would start dropping insignias as the rewards. Well, that would be fantastic. Instead of having to fill 4 slots, slot 1, 2, 3, and 4 with a crest, now every insignia that drops is an automatic win for your hero. You can immediately outfit the insignia to the hero, even if it's level 1. You need 4 of those, you add them together, bingo, now you got a level 2. And you're working on a whole new playing field. The Labyrinth, and I really want to do Labyrinth tonight. I haven't done Labyrinth in a while. It kind of, I don't know, it got spoiled for me. It just became so monotonous. It's basically Lost Realm all over again, except now with a big beast. But this is another game mode where they really need to update and multiply the rewards. Now, whatever reward I get for this, I mean, it's ridiculous. I get a couple of blue crystals at the end of this whole adventure. I have apparently the chance of getting some igniting stones, the little yellow stones, from defeating the boss. How do I want to move? In this game mode, you have to save your movements. You have to save your stamina. If you use up your stamina, you cannot journey forward. So, in order to survive in this game mode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go opponent by opponent. I get 10 stamina returned by beating them. I have to use 5 stamina to attack them. So I'm only coming out with a 5 advantage on stamina. Then there's the amount of space that I have to move. So I'm going to move to this person. I will lose 1 stamina. It's 6 spaces away. Costs 5 to fight him. And I get 10 back by beating him. But now we move to the Goblin. This is the Jealous Goblin. I should do a video on how to beat all the goblins. Do I form a team? Did I form a team? No. This is how long it's been. since I've been in here. I'm fighting a goblin. Let's make a green team. Green team is going to silence the enemy. And in addition to the silence, it's going to heal your team. So let's see here. I can use 9 people. Let's use my greens first. I want a green team. Out of 9 heroes, 5 of them have to be green. It has to be a majority. There's 3. Tree might be nice for the damage reduction and the ability. No, Serena's better. There's 4. There's 5. You know what? Let's take Commodora out and let's use a Shura for the damage reflect. Okay, there's 5. Now, with 4 spaces left, I can choose whomever I want. The majority will always be green since I have a total of 9 and I'm using 5 as green. Let us go to, who do I want to hurt? Yeah, I want Granny in there. She is going to have some rapid fire. I want Storm Eater to shut people down. I want Dove Keeper for her multiple doves, many, many hits. Do I have a healer in here? No. I want Walla for the heal. These are all good choices, I think, but I am going to remove... It hurts me, but I'm going to remove Mahatma and put Anubis in. Anubis because he's going to reduce the attack of the Goblin, and that'll really help my team. Okay, I want to get rid of... Think of the Goblin as the brains of the gang. He's the one that commands all the Snowzillas. If it were 4 or 5 Harpy Queens, think of the Goblin as the one who controls the Harpy Queens. Don't fight the Snowzillas. Don't fight the Harpy Queens. Don't fight the heroes that surround the Goblin. Go directly to the Goblin. Fight the Goblin first. You take out the Goblin, all of a sudden, all the bad guys around the Goblin are much easier to beat. They lose their bonuses in combat, they lose their buffs, they lose their ability sometimes to heal or to gain attack. Take out the Goblin first. I'm going to put Ashura in first because he's going to reflect damage. So he's going to do the damage he normally does. And every time the Goblin hits him, some of that damage is going to fly back at the Goblin. Drop Ashura first. Yep, make contact. I don't have Pumpkin Duke in. I just realized. Maybe I'll need him. I don't know. If I need a little extra speed boost, I'll go with Pumpkin Duke. But for right now, I think we're good. If you hear, we got a cat over here. His name is Merlin. We have a dog as well. Her name is Kai. And we're all sitting on the couch together. They get along famously. Okay, now look how the jealous Goblin is being pummeled. I really should have used Pumpkin Duke to speed this whole process up. Now, once he's dead, look how quickly the Snowzillas start to go down. And their ability to smash you, their ability to do you damage has now been significantly decreased because the brains of the team, the Goblin, has been defeated. Go against him first. We're getting an update pretty soon, and I think for me, the number one part of this update, and it looks like it to be a really thorough and tremendous update. I'm real happy about all the things they're offering, but the number one thing that they're offering in terms of guild life, in terms of being a guild member, I believe that they're going to be bringing in a new boss battle. And it's going to be a boss battle against a warden. I won't bore you because that labyrinth is so boring after a while. It's another thing they need to update, make that a little bit more exciting or a little bit briefer. Harder battles, but fewer of them. But you're going to be fighting a Warden Boss, I believe, meaning representative of one of the Warden factions. I use a red Warden faction for extra speed in lava. I use maybe a green Warden faction if I'm taking on a Goblin in the Labyrinth. Silencing and giving me some heals, because it's a long battle. But they're going to be introducing this Warden boss, and you take on maybe a red or a green or a white boss, and depending on which Warden faction he is, a different Warden faction might do extra damage against him. I believe that he's going to be dropping soul stones for the new hero. I believe they're introducing 2 new heroes. One that you can get through rolling with gems. And of course, I would think for purchase after a certain number of days in the Bazaar. Uh, but also, they're offering a second new hero who can, at this time, be acquired only through collecting soul stones in the new Warden Boss feature. That function, that new game mode. And I think that's really neat. Now, if they're going to offer 1 soul stone every month through your nightly fights, well then that's ridiculous. It's going to be just like the supposed level 9 talent runes from Hero Trials or the igniting stones from the Labyrinth. You have to hit the moonshot. You have to make a miracle in order for it to happen, and you shouldn't have to make a miracle in order to have fun in this game. Let's move on. We go to that's not it. Go down here. I'm going again clockwise. We're at the 6 o'clock. There's nothing there. I go to battle. Okay, here we go. Raiding is an essential part of the game. I would think that at this point they should be able to make the accumulation of gold and mana a little bit easier, or maybe lower some of the amounts. I think I have to collect something like 12 million gold and mana a day to get the gem bonus. I just gave up. I mean, it's 20 gems. But it still hurts me. If they gave out a little bit more, if they gave out 100 gems, I'd do it. I'd go out and raid. The dungeons, we need new dungeons. We need Insane 8. Are my guys dead? No, they're not dead. Here's Insane 710. I don't know how long this has been around. I'm not trying to set a speed record. I said in a prior video, if you want to set a speed record in the dungeons, drop your heroes first, then drop your spells in front of the heroes. You will save the 2 seconds time that is usually used on the clock in deploying your heroes. You'll shave 2 seconds off of your dungeon time. I want to throw Commodora out there first. Let's freeze it up. Let's throw a little bit of juice out there, and we throw Commodora out first and see her wreck shop. She's turning out to be one of my favorite heroes just for fun. I won't go as far as to say she is in my Sweet 16, those great 16 heroes. I won't say that she's the best out of those 16, but she's a lot of fun in the right circumstances. Oh, we are just blowing everything up. All those anchors. Commodora, her skill only functions when she's up front taking damage. So always put Commodora somewhere in the front of your team, your Lost Battlefield team, your Labyrinth team, whatever it may be, and make sure that she's taking damage from the front. It will activate her skill. They need to make it a little bit more interesting. They need to add more difficult levels. For some players, and I know it's a terrible thing to say, if you're still, working on Insane Dungeon, whatever, we're all there at one time. But for some players, they're running Insane 710, and they're running it with 3 heroes. They're saying, how many heroes can I beat it with today? We've got a new update, all the heroes are stronger. We got the next update, all the heroes are stronger, but there's no game modes to use them in. We go around the clock here. What do we have? How about some of the guild events? The challenge a boss, they're introducing a new boss, certainly. I think they need to restructure some of these. That merit boss, unless you've got a bunch of people, it's too much for the few merits you get. They need to update and multiply the rewards. Same with torch. I'm going to guard torches all day? All night? Oh, wait a minute. The point of torch is pretending it doesn't exist. From 2045 until 2100, I'm going to haul torches and guard torches for 400 shards? so I can buy 3 slimes? I remember back in the day when I would get 400 shards from Torch and I would go immediately and purchase the slimes. Immediately the Hero's Altar and purchase 3 slimes and a couple of blues and greens, and I would feel like a rich person. Well, those days are done. You can't do anything with that now. Guild Wars, how do you convince pay-to-play players or even the occasional purchaser? How do you convince players to engage in Guild Wars and to take the time to do this game mode and to help out the other guild members? How do you convince them to do their Guild Wars for 1,200 fame? If $25, if $20 gets you 750,000 fame, let's make this a more round number. If a $50 purchase includes among a whole slew of rewards, it includes a million fame. And that's not an exaggeration. They're offering a million fame in the Bazaar. If you can get a million fame and you can get 1,000 fame in a Guild Wars, then you would have to run Guild Wars 1,000 times and collect 1,000 fame each time in order to equal a $50 purchase. Guild Wars is twice a week. So you'd have to do it for 500 weeks. That's a decade. So $20 gets you a decade's worth of Guild Wars fame. How do you wake? How do you wake up the slumbering giants that are out there who could be great Guild Wars competitors and get them to get invested and say, let's go out there and help the team? Well, you do it with not fame, but maybe that you keep that element, but you also introduce something like level 9 talent runes, igniting stones, etc. Or even better yet, and I certainly had in Fortress Feud, they're giving me 1,000 fame too, or whatever it is, or even some Here Be Monster refresh cards. It's ridiculous. To guard for an hour. To do that game mode, Fortress Feud, it's mind numbing. It's the equivalent of Pong from back in the 80s. I enjoy it during the first 20 minutes, but then it starts to get a little bit much. And I think, oh my gosh, it hurt my brain. So they need to make that shorter. You could make it more often, once a week for 30 minutes, okay? And not the long, drawn-out 1 hour of excruciating battle play. Go around the clock here. What do we have next? This is ridiculous. Expedition was useless back in the day. It's useless now. Certainly, if you're a starting account and you want to earn a few honor badges. But by the time you're earning good honor badges, you're no longer a starting account. That's another problem with this game. They're about to introduce the new Here Be Monsters. What can you win when you beat it? You get an achievement. It gives you 5 level 9 talent runes. Well, friend, if you're beating HBM AJ, and especially right after it comes out, I don't think you need 5 level 9 talent runes, all right? You certainly would be happy with them, but it's not something that you need. You probably have a lot of heroes that have a level 9 talent, or a lot of heroes that are all maxed out. So the tiers of rewards are very strange in this game. Anytime they do offer something of value, something of interest to a player, the only people winning it are the people who already have it. I feel that way about the Guild Wars score. Just based on my might, I'm going to naturally get a higher Guild Wars score than somebody else who has maybe a lower might. That's just based on their scoring system. The more points you have in terms of might, the more points you score when you go out there in the field. The more points the opponent has, well, that is reflective of his or her high might. So high might player takes on another high might player, gets 100%, you get a lot of points. I think it should be the other way around. If you're at, let's say, 100K, and you're able to smash a 300K base, you should get a 1.5 times multiplier. You should get a bonus multiplier added to you. And I'm okay to get a lower Guild Wars score than somebody who has 1 or 200K. If that person gets a higher Guild Wars score, I'm happy for that person because I don't need 1,000 fame, okay? I don't need whatever it is. I don't need a couple honor badges. I'm happy that that person is able to do well. So they need to restructure the rewards that give you actually good stuff, but at the level that you can achieve it. Let's see here. Arid Ruins. Arid Ruins is one of those things that, a lot of people just quit after round 1 because the rewards don't scale properly. Join team. Do I have a team formed? Yeah, I picked all greenies to silence the enemy and to also provide healing because these are long battles. The longer the battle, I think, the greater the necessity of healing. Let's see if my friend here clicks off after battle 1. See if my teammate just turns it off here. Your teammate has left the fight. Okay, well, this is not this is not clairvoyance. I've made many a call long before the cards actually got turned. I've said, hey, it's going to be a jack of clubs, and most of the time I'm right. It's not clairvoyance. It's not some kind of extrasensory perception. It's the fact that it constantly repeats the same percentages, the same random number generation, RNG. And you know what's going to happen. And what am I going to get out of this? I'm going to get 2 Beast Tamer Soulstones. And I'm going to get a couple of shards. Okay, that's going to be my reward. Let's see if that happens. I only have 1 more battle after this. Try to be quick. 2 Beast Tamer Soulstones. And a bunch of shards. Seems to be running real slow tonight. I'm getting that from the server. I got that this afternoon. I was running some AIs just for fun with different teams defending the base, seeing how it worked. And it kept getting stuck and timed out. The clock would keep running, but there were no enemies on the board. How we doing? All right, let's see what we get. 2 Beast Tamer Soulstones and some shards. Oh, I got 2 Rockno Soulstones and some shards. Okay, well, I was nearly there. And there's really no point to continue. If I had jumped at it at round 1, I would have gotten 2 Rockno, or maybe not Rockno Soulstones. I would have gotten some honor badges and a couple of shards. I'm pretty much the same thing. This is why people eject themselves from battle. That game mode just needs to be completely different. It would be really neat if it was more of a, what's it called? This guy. An Ember Army. More of an Ember Army stage. I think that would be a lot more fun. And also give you that extra practice in that game mode. Squad Showdown. I mean, I don't even do it. There's a lot of game modes that I just gave up on because the rewards aren't worth the effort. It just became too much of a task. Labyrinth we already talked about. What else do we have? Here you go to the fight now. Arena. Arena just started again. I had some Arena refresh cards. I think yesterday. Oh, JT Little Business got number 1. Good job, man. I think it refreshed yesterday for me. Or this morning at server reset time. I had some Arena refresh cards, and I went, I think, up to about number 100. And I just said to myself, oh my gosh, this is enough. Just parked myself there and thought, oh, I could get a decent reward. And again, I get a couple of honor badges. I remember back in the day, this was a major source of honor badges for people because there were no rewards at all. But now, why do you do it? What team do I have in here? 2 guys down here, 2 guys down here. I'll just try this team. Big deal. Now, if they actually gave out something of value, if maybe I won shards after every challenge, maybe if I won some slimes, a chance to get a couple of those high-level orbs for some extra experience. Hey, he's running his whole team right down the center. I have an Empower crest on Anubis, an Empower insignia. That's why those guys, the enemy, got vaporized. He went off, and I see it happen again. Only people who survive are the ones that have a damage cap, really, and that's Dovekeeper and Levanica out of that crew. Let's see here. He's doing a nice amount of damage on me. He might get me. That'd be good. Nope. What am I up to? 16. Oh, I still got these cards. They only let you use a couple a day. I think you can use 10 cards during the course of 24 hours. Oh, he's got a Ronin in there. There's so many different combinations to use in the arena. Mahatma is amazing. If she has Zealous Drive, as well as Silencing Shot, she gets a +2 range, and she can hit across lanes. If you're running a Mahatma and you want to employ that method, I'm not saying it's the best. You get up to the top, 300, and really it's just these long drawn out battles where all these critical hits are happening. But anyway, if you're running Mahatma with those two range bonuses, put her in the center. She can hit to the left, she can hit to the right, she can hit to the center, and cover all 3 lanes. And at this point, you just say to yourself, and that was a good battle. At this point, you just say to yourself, yeah, if I put on my Revitalize insignias, if I put on the right pets, blah, 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 if I actually set myself up for this game mode properly, I could do well, but why bother? They need to have layouts saved. Okay, this is a suggestion, and I give to IGG. Saved layouts. Just like we have saved layouts in Wretched Gorge and Infernal Summit. I go to a form team. Okay, what do I see? I see a saved layout. It remembers who's in what tower. It remembers who's on the base. It remembers. And I can go through the different layouts, 1, 2, and 3, and pick different ones. Okay, it should be that same way with heroes. I should be able to put a level whatever Revitalize insignia on everybody, save it as layout 1. Switch, put a survival or some kind of a damage reduction talent on somebody, save it as layout 2. Throw on my damage dealing gear, that equipment, save it as layout 3. Now all of a sudden, at the touch of a button, I can switch, I can go back and forth, I can say, oh, I'm going to run arena, layout 1. Revitalize. Everybody shoots, everybody uses their skill immediately. Good for a quick battle. I'm going to go in a lost battlefield, and that's another thing they need to rehaul. I'm going to get 400 gems at the end of a week. Then you need a defense, you go to 2. You need an offense, you go to 3. This is what I'm talking about. Let's do this. Let's start. And do it alone. I like that they cut the time down from 20-second wait or whatever it was, maybe 25. I mean, 20-second wait down at 10. That's good. I would suggest just simply a start button. Every player who's in the room has a start button. When all 4 individuals have pressed start, the battle begins. Okay, very simple. It just goes right into the game mode. Then we don't have to have a timer, and we can also discuss when to get started. We say, you ready? Yep. Okay, everybody, and you start. There's a 1. Let me try a 2 alone. I'm going to probably get crushed. My buildings aren't going to survive. My heroes will probably survive, but my buildings will not survive. I need... how am I going to set myself up? Well, if they come from the left, it's over. Okay? One way or another, my back is going to be to the enemy. I'll face them this way. But it'd be great if I could get something of value out of this. A couple of crystals, a couple of red crystals, maybe a level 2 slowdown crest. And my base got destroyed. Let's go back into this mode. So Arena was really needs an overhaul. Lost Battlefield, again, really needs an overhaul. There's a nice strategy and a nice flow to Lost Battlefield. I appreciate that. I think it's a great game mode. But you've got to give me something of value to do it. I find that most weeks, and I know it's going to sound terrible, but I find that most weeks, it's Wednesday. Lost Battlefield begins on a Monday. It's a new week. But on a Wednesday, I find myself saying, wait a minute, I forgot my Lost Battlefield. I typically miss the first 2 days. If it were a game mode where I was chasing a reward that was beneficial to me in my account, anything, even some insignias, a couple of runes, then I would go and I would engage in it more often. Squad Showdown is ridiculous. This is absolutely, I have to wait till the next season, absolutely ridiculous. You win 25 shards or something? So that really needs to be overhauled. Are there any more guild events? Yeah, I talked about Fortress Feud. I talked about all of this. There are so many ways to make Castle Clash friendly for free-to-play and for pay-to-play alike. These are typically 2 different worlds, okay? 2 different points of view, 2 different individuals. You have those who are very staunch about being free-to-play, and keep and bless them. That's terrific. I salute you. You have those who would say, time is money. Do I grind away for 4 years to create a level 5 revitalized crest set? Or do I just buy one for $2? I'm going to buy one for $2. Okay, so it'd be a lot easier, The time, does it justify the reward? For some, no. But to be able to offer rewards that are more beneficial to both free-to-play and pay-to-play, it would start to get people, I think, a little bit more on the same page about loving this game. The Bazaar, we're at a point with the Bazaar where they are basically offering years of gameplay fast-forwarded. And that's great to catch up. But I think you do need to earn some achievements in this game. I think that, getting through the dungeons, being able to buy a Lavanica for $50, and then being able to smash every dungeon in the game in your first weekend, I don't know. That's like giving a Mustang to a toddler. Okay, first of all, a toddler doesn't have a license. Second of all, a Mustang is gonna be too much. Okay, that's my point. It's too much too quickly. So I would really, I was thinking in terms of the Bazaar, and they're kind of going this way in Castle Clash. I hope they continue this. Instead of getting rewards like 300 Tome 3 books and a couple of level 8 insignias and a couple of level 9 talent runes, instead of getting these rewards from the Bazaar, if you just got coins, and I don't mean event coins where you're opening up these darn chests and getting a little nick. No, I mean that you can go to a shopping room, like a grocery store almost. Not under the time constraints of the shopping spree where people are buying everything in the first 8 seconds. No. Well, you can go into like a grocery store kind of menu. You made a $50 purchase. You get 20 coins. You go into this item shop, and you see that there's a level 8 survival insignia. Maybe you want that. How much does it cost? 2 coins. So from your $50 purchase of gems, instead of giving you these huge, massive rewards, they give you coins instead. And you can buy things that are good for your account, that actually help you. I think they would sell more. They would make more sales this way. Maybe you need a whole bunch of. You need 3 unholy pact talents. The thing that you bought, the pack that you bought from the Bazaar, only offered 1. Well, now you have a couple of coins left. Each unholy pact is another 2 coins. Okay, great. Maybe you have a ton of those. You don't need them at all. Maybe you need orbs to sell for shards. Maybe you're a shard person. Okay, buy that. You can buy what you want using the available selection of coins from your purchase. Where are we here? Let's see. I saved up a bunch of... What is this? I saved up a bunch of hero cards. On one of my last videos, I talked about how you can use your best hero cards, how you can use your hero cards to your best advantage and kind of know what's coming. Look at this garbage. I went into the labyrinth. They say there's a chance. Oh, friend, there's a chance of getting your igniting stones. I got garbage. I'm just going to sell it out of spite. Just out of pure spite. What are these, Mesa chests? Oh, is when I was running that earlier. Look at this. Here's a lava 3 chest. What are they going to give me? Nothing. So I saved these hero cards. Best way to use these hero cards, and I tried to collect over the last, I don't know, week, 10 days. I tried to collect ones of varying levels. I actually sought them out in the game and thought, it'd be neat to open them up on video. If any hero card available in this game, when you click on it, when you tap on it, when you touch it, when you interact with it, you're going to see a little spyglass. I direct your attention to the right side of the screen, upper right near the X. That little spyglass, when you click on it, it'll show you all the heroes that you can win. No matter what, the hero that you win from this card is going to be one of these heroes. It cannot be any other hero than what's shown here. This is the menu. This is the selection. Now, these heroes are put in a order of release. So if you go to the very top, you're going to see the very first hero released in this game, Paladin. Also the first hero in our hero encyclopedia or our hero compendium. And you go to the very bottom, and Skull Knight would be the most recent. I have no proof of this. I'm not privy to the RNG and to the percentages. I have no idea. I've played it a while now. I've opened up hero cards. I'm not able to see into the future, but I am able to judge based on hero release date and also which line they're in. Let's say the Paladin and the 5 across at the top, that's line 1. Thunder God is line 2 all the way over to Snowy. Cupid all the way over to Orcsbane is line 3. Santa over to Warlock is line 4. Siren over to Skull Knight is line 5. Based on which line they're on, I believe that the probability of getting that hero decreases. So line 1, this hero card is probably going to give you somebody from line 1. Thunder God's line, you have a lesser chance of getting one of those. Cupid's line, an even lesser chance. Santa's line, even lesser chance. and Siren's Line, and the smallest chance of all. Skull Knight would probably be the hardest hero to get out of this. So you can see whether or not that purchase in the warehouse, and they sell these in the warehouse. I mean, I'm buying them in the warehouse. I've been refreshing the warehouse in order to buy a lot of these. That your purchase in the warehouse, is it worth it? We'll look at the spyglass. Do you need one of these heroes? Are you missing one of these? Are you missing Cupid? Are you missing Pumpkin Duke? Before you make the purchase. And they had these legendary event hero cards also for sale. I think just with merits, if I'm not mistaken. And it's basically the same heroes, but after Skull Knight, you see in this line 1, 2, 3. After line 3, they now introduce a newer hero, Dread Drake, and then Golem, and then Candy Cane. So let's take a look and see what we're going to get. I have 5 of these. Based on this, based on hero release date, which line they're on, and the possible probability of getting that hero, I'm going to say we're going to get 2 Paladin, 1 Ninja, 1 Champion, 1 Thunder God. 2 Paladin, 1 Ninja, 1 Champion, 1 Thunder God. Oh, we got Pumpkin Duke. Wow, I'm completely wrong. We got a Death Knight. There's a Thunder God. There's that Champion. A Snowzilla. Wow, I only got 2 out of those 5. Okay, I'm 2 out of 5 right now. Prime Hero card. Prime Hero card 1. Top line, probably going to get it. Middle line, lesser chance. Bottom line, that Grim Fiend, that's going to be tough. I'm going to say we're getting a Beast Tamer. Beast Tamer. Okay, I'm 3 for 5. Prime Hero card 2. These are all the heroes we can get. I don't think we're going to get a Gunslinger. Look at the down at the bottom. No way we're going to get a Walla Walla. We're going to get a Revenant. How many do I have? 6. We're going to get a Trixie Treat, 2 Little Nicks, 2 Revenants, and 1 Ronin. 1 Ronin, Trixie Treat. I got 1 Mectessa. So Little Nick, 4. I'm doing the math. Hold on a second. 3 out of 5. I got 5 out of. I think I'm 5 for 9. 6 for 10. I got creation. 6 for 11. I am in terms of my calls here. Okay, I'm going to get there's 6 of these that I can open. I'm 6 for 11, I believe, approximately. I'm going to get an Athene, 2 Espiritus. I'm going to get 2 Athenes, 2 Espiritus, 1 Serena, 1 Professor Ribbit. A Sasquatch. I'm 6 for 12. 7 for 13. Ooh, Dovekeeper. Okay. Lastly, Snowy, Death Knight, Orcsbane. So all little Cupids? 3 Cupids! Well, I did terribly. But the point is, by the time you're opening up these number of cards, you already have these heroes, okay? That was the whole point. I was somewhere around 40% maybe in terms of my ability to pick out which of those heroes from the card I was able to get. As far as as far as the Forgotten Trial, I could really see Forgotten Trial being a wonderful game mode if if they gave you more of a selection in terms of they gave you the ability to continually rerun those stages and be able to reap the benefits and the rewards. Give me the ability to replay those game modes and not lock them off to me. Yeah, as far as that's concerned, let's see where we are as far as HBM. Do we have another one? Let's run another AI and see what happens. I'm probably going to get crushed again. I shouldn't have this team in here. I should really have auto proc heroes and be able to zap people from a distance before they come and smash my base. I should also have a couple of buildings in between my heroes to be able to guard them, shield them, protect those buildings. But we'll see. I'm just interested in AJ when they're coming out next. Apparently, they're going to be putting out a new talent that offers a damage increase as well as the ability to not receive more than a fixed amount of damage or a capped damage against reflect. That's pretty nice. Like I said, 2 new heroes. And also new skins, I believe, for those heroes, as well as a skin for Lazulix that looks remarkably like the Pokemon. So I don't know where they came up with that, probably from Pokemon. How about a warehouse that offers, again, some updated and relevant rewards? How much is this? I reset it one time before the video to see if there were any more cards. It's not. Look at this garbage. Let's buy it. Give myself some satisfaction or justification for actually using gems to refresh the warehouse. Ugh. There we go. Throw in those coins. Be able to purchase from an item warehouse. And one more suggestion. Look at all that. I direct your attention to 12 o'clock at the top of the screen. Look at all that gold. Look at all that mana. What is the point in gathering all this gold and mana? What is the point in gathering all of these honor badges that you don't need? What is the point in gathering all of these shards? Well, if you could go to a building, let's say it's this Christmas tree in the center. If that were a building called a conversion building or a resource building where you could go each day and turn in all your gold. You sell all your gold to this conversion building and it converts it into your choice of resource. Well, then I would go out and raid. If I could give them 8,300,000 gold and get a couple of hundred shards for it, maybe get whatever it is, 500 shards, I would do that. Free to play would do it. Pay to play would do it. You'd have something to give all of these useless resources. What do you do with your golden mana? If your buildings are all leveled up, they're going to have new building skins. I'm sure they're going to have multiple levels. I'm sure that's not going to be you press the button and all of a sudden you got this upgraded building skin. They're probably going to have 10 levels, very much like the skins on the heroes. You got 10 levels. You have to collect scraps or pieces of this building skin and put it together, sort of sew it together. Nothing in Castle Clash is going to come easy. Nothing is going to come free. Nothing's going to come cheap. The Bazaar really changed things. When it was at the beginning, it was an even playing field. You accumulated shards mostly through 2 or 3 things. Doing the torch battle, rerunning the expert dungeon, or whatever it was. What is it? Was it ordinary dungeon 8? And this one? Attack? I wouldn't know it from the top. Maybe it was this one. Running ordinary dungeon 8. Does it give me 40 shards? running this again and again and again. You couldn't sweep, so you get maybe 5 refreshes if I remember correctly. You only had a max of 5. How many shards? Yeah, it gives you 40 shards. You would accumulate 40 shards, and just like it has now in the timer, the number of tries, I could only do it 5 times. And so you'd run this all day. It was an even playing field. Those who wanted to grind and who were dedicated, they reaped the benefits. And at the end of a year, they would have a level, a max skill Aries, and they'd have a max skill Pumpkin Duke. And that was a huge benefit to their team, and it was a big milestone in terms of the game. And it gave you a better sense of player satisfaction. I think that it would be a suggestion that they move ahead in terms of giving out the updated and multiplied rewards and giving pay to play and free to play a second breath of life in this game. This is a great game fundamentally, but in terms of its rewards and the game modes that are offered, I think this is the core of Castle Clash, not the heroes. They're like the decoration. Let's look at the core of this game. It's the game modes. This is a game that's made up of multiple game modes that you engage in. And that core is where we should be focusing. So I just make a couple of suggestions here tonight and hope that one day we will get through, and this is the dream of every guild, that one day we'll get through a day without an early haul. Remember, half the battle of Torch is pretending Torch isn't a battle, okay? Just pretend it's not happening. I want to sign off in terms of this suggestion video. Had a nice look around the clock. I usually end around here, and I complete these game modes. If I remember doing my expedition, my arena, my lost battlefield, my squad showdown, earning my 25 shards just for the love of it. And that's really how Castle Clash players are. They're a dedicated group who love this game, who fundamentally wish that this game could improve. And it can improve. But you're going to need IGG to listen to the players. And the players want updated rewards. They want more rewards. Everybody's going to be in agreement with that. It would bring a new zest, a new life, and a new zeal to the game. And it would give this game a second life. I want to thank you for listening this evening. I want to wish you all well. I want to thank you for the nice comments up on YouTube. I get a couple of nice comments from people saying, "Hey, I watched your video," or "I'm going to do that with my Commodore." That's great to hear. I always enjoy talking this game and talking the heroes and talking the talents. As the updates come out, I'm also going to be looking at that. Maybe doing a video on update day as I choose whether or not to roll for the new hero. That's typically not the best thing to do it on update day, but we'll see if my sense of excitement gets the better of me. If it does, I'll definitely press record. All right, thanks Oh, and last thing. I don't work for this company, so I want to be very, very clear. Hero collector. Okay, there are certain exceptions to what I'm about to say. But if you look at the hero collector rewards, okay, what you're rolling for, what you're trying for, what those rewards are, they're typically equivalent to a $50 purchase in the Bazaar. All right, so if you look at however many soul stones or however many igniting stones or zenith stones that Lazulix is worth, if you roll a Lazulix, well, it's pretty much equivalent to a $50 purchase in the Bazaar. Ask yourself, by the time you're rolling for Lazulix and the other heroes in that hero collector, how many gems are you going to spend? I've seen people blow through 100,000 gems. That's the equivalent of approximately $300 in order to win a $50 prize. So just think, if you're one of these folks, and I've been there. If you're one of these folks who feels a compulsion or a drive to get yourself involved in these hero collectors that they're running 2, 3 different times a week, think about it. If you're pay to play, wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be the not only the equivalent, but wouldn't you save gems and save money in your purchases just getting a $50 pack, and you got the same thing that you would have gotten if you had rolled all those heroes in Hero Collector. If you're free to play, this is one of the exceptions, and you have saved gems, and you need new heroes, you're missing heroes, Hero Collector can be a wonderful event. If you're going to roll gems anyway for new heroes, then at least make it on a day where if you roll certain heroes, you can get a lot of great bonus items. So Hero Collector can be taken advantage of, I think, by folks who are saving up their free-to-play gems and daily login gems. But if you're a pay-to-play player, especially somebody who makes $50 purchases from the Bazaar, then please think about blowing all your gems away on some chance, very low percentage chance, and maybe just go for the sure things. Just a warning, a little word of caution about Hero Collector. I stayed away. This time, the last time, and the time before. The time before got me. But, I try to remind me just as often as I'll remind you. Have a great night. It is system time 1952. We got ourselves a torch a little later, and we have Guild Wars tomorrow. I'm hanging out at 650 Might. I'm going to stay there until after the update. I have no reason to use resources on anything other than hopefully getting some new hero. And when that happens, I want to be able to take that hero up in level. I don't know what the new update's going to bring in terms of might. I don't know what these buildings are going to be worth. I don't know what it's going to cost to get them up. Better to just wait a couple of days and see what happens. So I'm going to keep it around here, and I'm going to try to keep it successful in terms of our Guild Wars tomorrow. If we can get most people to participate, then we've already won the battle. All right, have a great night, and I'll see you next time on the next video. See ya. Bye-bye.